Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the show. This is Starlight Beacon Transmissions, episode 65. Yes, we have done 65 episodes between recorded podcasts and between now. I can't believe it. We've been
This is
doing
where we
this.
get our AARP card.
Yes, it really is. You know, I've had a couple of co-hosts now for 65 episodes, but I mean, I gotta tell you, Lavender seriously couldn't imagine doing this with anybody but you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously, you are the Han to my Leia, if we were gonna do that. Especially,
That's
yeah.
I do identify most with Han, so
Okay,
makes
I
sense.
mean, I'll be Leia. I'll be Leia in this.
Get the
I'll
get
be
the
Leia.
we both got buns.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Space buns.
yeah, we both we both we both do this. Um, but yes, tonight we are hanging out once again. We're hanging out with you all tonight. Zach, welcome to the show. Tonight we're talking comics and Comic Con again, and we're going to talk about a little movie that's going to be hitting in March that both you and I are super excited for.
Wait, which one's coming out in March now? There's so many things.
A little movie about bards, barbarians,
Yes, that one.
gelatinous cubes.
Some displacer beasts.
Yeah. There may or may not be an owl bear involved.
So
And
fluffy.
yeah. And Hugh Grant may or may not be in the movie.
I don't know how they got him. I'm very excited for this.
I really I really want to I wish I had been in the casting office for that one.
Yes. Without going too much into it, though, I am really surprised that he is not the bard.
Hugh
I
Grant
wanted
would
to see
seem to
some
be the
more.
bard, right?
I want to see some more like 10 Downing Street Love Actually dance moves.
Oh yes,
Yes,
yes, yes.
I
Um,
think that could have worked.
we haven't even gotten to introductions yet.
No, we haven't.
My name is Eric Mitchell. I am one of your hosts, and joining me, as always, is my good friend Casper. Casper, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Eric?
I'm doing all right. I just got back from dinner with my mom and an uncle. My wife joined me. Had a couple of glasses of wine, so I'm feeling pretty mellow right now. Um, Happy Comic Con, by the way.
Happy Comic Con.
I
It's
know,
been a long time coming.
yes, and I know you and I wish that we could both be there. Um,
Yeah.
I know you're gonna try to go next year. I'm shooting for 2024. We should both shoot to be on the ground there at 2024
I
together.
was just talking to my husband today about it. So I do plan to go next year.
Hmm.
I'm actually going to apply for the professional badge,
Nice.
which gets you the whole shebang.
Hmm.
Um, and if there's any other librarians that watch us, uh, definitely do that for
Yeah.
next Comic Con because that's available for like teachers and librarians and other like education professionals.
I
So
mean, could you possibly like make me like a co-librarian for that convention?
you might need a master's degree. I wasn't
Oh,
eligible to apply for it in 2019, um, but now I can.
okay. Well, that's fair enough.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to apply for a press badge in 2024. If I can't get that, I'm gonna try to get a ticket.
I did the whole process of getting online, doing the queue, um, and one of my friends who was buying tickets, she had like gone every year, so
Hmm.
she was like eligible for the pre-sales,
Oh, nice.
and I was not because it was my first time
Hmm.
buying a badge, and so I only got the Saturday badge, which is today.
Yeah,
I could have been there, but I had to work.
yeah.
And
Um,
it's, 3,000 miles west of me.
it is, and plus for one day though, like you got to pick and choose like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
do you wait in line for Hall H, or do you try to nab as many show exclusives as you possibly can?
And it's funny because I've recently gotten into Critical Role, so I'm
Mhm.
sitting here thinking like the Hall H Marvel panel is happening at the same time as the Critical Role panel, and I'm like, 2 years ago, if you had asked me, I'd have been like, oh yeah, I'd like totally have lined up first thing in the morning for Marvel Hall H.
Oh yeah,
But now I'd be like, no, I'll skip
yeah,
that.
yeah. Before we get into Comic Con itself, um, honestly, like that's how Marvel feels to me right now. Like it just doesn't feel like it's worth waiting for. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to see a Marvel Hall H panel, like
Yes.
live in person. But to me, it's just not worth waiting in line all night for it and
No.
then sitting in Hall H all day going through panels that you may or may not want to be at. Because let's face it, a lot of people camp out in Hall H all day for these panels. And if you're members of the press like Casper and I are, sorry, I keep fluctuating with both and I apologize.
No worries. It's
But
still new.
yeah, but if you're members of the press like we're trying to be, you got to pick and choose your battles here.
Yeah.
Um
Yes.
as much as I would love to be in on that Hall H panel and see that Shazam trailer, which was incredible by the way, I also want to do Critical Role. I also want to go to the Lucasfilm Publishing panel. I also want to just, I want to go to comic panels because I'm at Comic Con.
So it's really funny, is that there's actually a lot of stuff happening at the San Diego Central Library.
Hmm.
So there's additional panels that are happening there. I know Abria Iyengar, who's done Dimension 20 and Critical Role,
Hmm.
a whole bunch of other like actual play shows. I think she is moderating a panel there earlier today. And it's like, that's free for the public to attend. Like, you don't even have to have a Comic-Con badge to go
Yeah.
walk into the library and see those events. So it's one of those things that kind of all encompasses San Diego at this point. It's not just
Yeah. I
the
think
center.
I think for the off-site activations, you actually don't need a badge either.
Nope.
So like you could
Nope.
go to San Diego and just do the off-site stuff, like in the Gaslight District there.
Yes.
Or is it Gaslight or Gas Lamp?
I think it's Gas Lamp.
Okay, but you know what I mean. Like you can
Hmm.
do those
Yeah,
activations.
there's like there's stuff set up like all around town basically.
Yeah, and I just saw my mom and my uncle that I had dinner with tonight are going to try to tune in tonight as well. Um, so I will try to behave. Um,
I make no promises. No,
that's fine.
I'm great with moms.
Yeah, I mean you are my podcast wife.
Yes.
Yeah. Which we'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I have no announcements tonight. You know the deal. Like we're not having the show on the 13th because I'll be splashing in Typhoon Lagoon.
Vacation.
Yeah, yeah, a much needed vacation.
I am actually really glad that we're not doing anything that evening because my kids go back to school that week. Yeah, it's gonna be a
mm,
long week.
yeah, yeah. It's a good thing that we took the week off.
Yes.
Yes.
They were actually supposed to be going to summer camp this week, which
Mm,
is now canceled because of COVID, because 3 years into this, we're still having things canceled because of COVID. Yay.
yeah, don't even get me started on that.
I'm just like, thankfully, it happened before they got there.
Yeah.
And so now we're not all sick.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Dodged a bullet. That's we're 2.5, almost 3 years into this, and somehow, knock on Formica, my family has not had it yet.
I mean, I will say this. I am very grateful that you haven't. My dad had it with the flu at the same time, and
Yes.
he said it kicked his butt. Like he said that it kicked his butt. My
Yep.
mom, who's watching, helped take care of him, which was nice. Um, but my dad said that if he hadn't been vaccinated or boosted, like it would have been a lot worse. So.
Yeah.
Um, you know, uh, this is going to bring me into the Comic Con thing real quick here, though.
So many people.
There are a lot of people at Comic Con, but they are really enforcing the mask mandate, which is really
Yes.
good. Um, People, we just got to wear our masks here. This is how we get events like Comic Con.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's really time to crack down on this thing.
I will say too, so because I mean I've gone to cons pre-COVID,
Hmm.
and done plenty of traveling pre-COVID. And I don't know about you, but every time I go to a big convention center that's full of a bunch of other people that have traveled, you get the con crud.
Oh, I've had con cred hands
Yeah,
down. Yeah.
it
Oh
is
yeah.
no freaking joke. And
Oh
like
no.
so like I don't know, wearing a mask at a Comic Con just kind of seems like it should be normal at this point,
It should
because
be.
if it's not COVID, like we're still going to get sick because
Yeah.
you have a bunch of people who just all traveled to a central location and
Yeah.
are breathing the same air as one another.
And Concred feels like it's a mutated thing on its own.
Con crud is worse than the flu.
Oh, it
If,
is.
oh my God,
Oh, it
so
is.
I had taken like a long weekend, like I had taken, I think Wednesday through Sunday off for the con that I was tabling at.
Mm,
Um, and then like Monday night, like Monday I went back to work. Monday night I got sick. And
yeah.
then I had to take the whole rest of the week off. I was
Yeah.
just like dead.
Yeah. When it comes to cons, I usually try to take like the day before the con off and like 1 or 2 days after the con off. That way I
Hmm.
can just see how I'm feeling.
Yep.
Because yeah, con crud is no joke, especially if you're at
Nope.
a 3 day con. And San Diego being technically 5 days because of the
5.
Wednesday night preview,
Yeah.
it's no joke. So let's get into some comic news and some Comic Con news. And I I think should we wait for D&D or should we just kick this off with D&D?
So our namesake, of course, is Starlight Beacon.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should maybe kick it off with some High Republic.
Ooh, yes. Take it away.
Ah, okay. So I have not watched the panel. I know that there have been various videos
Mm-hmm.
posted, but there was the Disney and Lucasfilm publishing panel, which was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
I keep seeing stuff from it today, and I'm like, is it happening again? Are there two of them?
There's a Disney one today. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So big reveals from this publishing panel. We we got cover art for a lot of stuff. So we have The Battle of Jeddah by George Mann,
I can't wait for
which is
that.
actually going to be an audio drama like Tempest Runner. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
That's going to be
Uh,
really good.
yes,
Yeah.
looks amazing. So of course that's taking us back to Jeddah, which is the moon that we first saw in Rogue One. Um, so we're going to kind of see what led it to the war-torn state that it's in by the time we find it in Rogue One. Additionally, we have some High Republic Adventures announcements, which of course is switching over from IDW to Dark Horse Comics, which I'm really glad. So I wasn't sure if they were going to keep the same title, the High
Hmm.
Republic Adventures, with them switching publishers, but they are, and it's going to be written by Daniel Jose Older, illustrated again by Tony Bruno.
Yep.
That's a very dynamic team. I love them. And oh my gosh, we get baby Sav Maligan.
That was a great cover.
It's so
So great.
good.
Um
She's so weak. She's a Padawan.
yeah, isn't
She's got her little purple sash.
Claudia's doing a High Republic Adventures one shot too, right?
Yes, she
Yeah.
is. Um, I don't have the cover for that one here.
That's the one with the Jedi that looks like he actually has like a gun holster because like the
Yes.
lightsaber hilt looks
It
like a
looks
revolver.
like, yeah, it looks like a like an old flintlock pistol.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We've got Kevin Scott coming back again with the High Republic adult series. Um, so we got the cover. This is issue number 2. Where's
E-
the cover for number
number
1?
number one was the only one I remember from number one were the two variants because of the one Phil Noto variant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one, cover art by Ario Anandito, who did a ton of the art in the first High Republic series.
Yes.
So I love that they're sticking with kind of the same art and writing team. Um, the book that I am most excited for this summer that's not High Republic, of course, is The Princess and the Scoundrel.
Oh, I want this book so bad.
I want this book so bad. I told one of my coworkers today about the cardboard cutout, and she's like, who do we need to talk to at Lucasfilm to get us a cardboard cutout of Han and Leia to put in the library?"
I mean, I tried contacting Beth Revis and Star Wars on your behalf.
I know, I saw you tagged me. That was so great.
It's a
uh
great cutout.
it is. It's funny because one of the libraries I used to work at, they have cardboard cutouts like all over the library of various
Yeah,
fandom things. So like you walk around a corner and you might find I don't know, someone from The Walking Dead. I don't know all their names. I've never seen it.
it's
Uh
fine.
um there's at any given time there's 2 or 3 different iterations of the Doctor from Doctor Who. Uh Yoda's usually out there, Dumbledore. It's and they kind of like revolve the cast of characters that they put
Yeah.
out. It's pretty cool.
I
I'm
mean,
like, I could totally see this fitting in there.
yeah. I mean, you kind of have to have Dumbledore in there because you're in the library. Like, you know.
Yes. Well, it's funny because that crew that started that whole initiative, is as much as we were all readers, we were definitely more fandom people. So that's why it's a lot of movie and TV characters.
No, that's fine. I believe they also talked about I'm trying to think here. What did they also? I think Kristen talked a little bit about her Art of the High Republic book coming out
That comes out in November, I think. I'm remembering that.
late October, early November. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, that one I already have a pre-order on.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah. I I love the Star Wars art books in general.
Hmm.
Um, and then, so much of what we see in the High Republic, or I'm sorry, so much of what we know about the High Republic is stuff that we have been told versus what we see,
Yeah.
just the nature of books and the audio dramas. So I'm if there's not Elzar Man concept art in
Oh,
there,
there
man,
will
I
be.
am gonna be so pissed.
I mean, knowing
They've been holding out on us.
knowing Michael Siglain, he's probably like, we just got to sprinkle just a little bit in there, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We got that coloring page that was obviously based on his concept art, and then
I
we still
forgot
haven't seen
about
the
the
concept art.
page. Yeah. I mean, he's in Star Wars 20 where
Yes.
he talks to Luke.
Yes. But
Um,
again, that's I think okay, the cosplayers really need to see the concept art of
yeah.
Elzar to nail down the details of the costume.
Oh, absolutely. Because like we've only seen like his torso. Like we haven't like
Yes.
really seen his arms.
Like a side view or back view, like to see like
No.
how the robes go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly. I mean,
devil's advocate here. It's not just that we want to see more pictures of Elzar. We want to help the cosplayers be screen accurate.
yeah, well, some people really want to see Elzar.
I really want to see Elzar too.
I can name a few.
Yes.
You, Maggie,
Hmm.
um, Brittany, a few of our community really want to see Elzar Man.
Yes,
Um,
yes, we do.
I remember, I remember when the poster, or the billboard hit Hollywood studios and people were thirsting over the one bust of Elzar Man, while
We
Starlight
get
Beacon
one
was
new
on
picture.
fire. Yeah,
Starlight Beacon is crashing and it's on fire, but that's okay because they gave us an Elzar
yeah,
portrait.
they gave us an Elzar portrait.
And then it was the,
Exactly.
oh crap, does that mean Elzar's gonna die?
Yes. Um, one of the cool things that I saw though from that panel was they gave out they showed the opening crawl for phase 2 of the High Republic.
Yes.
Um, then they also gave the attendees the poster for the opening crawl for phase 2 with the concept art from I believe, or it's the cover art from George Mann's book, I believe.
I don't know if it's the cover. It's so it just it says Quest of the Jedi on it, and it shows like people traveling, it looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, then on the opposite side, the crawl.
And then I saw those blue High Republic logo t-shirts, and
Ah.
I need some High Republic t-shirts. I know they're on Amazon, so
Hmm.
I'm just gonna have to order some High Republic t-shirts.
Should we read the crawl?
Do you have the crawl up?
I have it up.
Yeah, go ahead, read.
All right, let's do the thing. Ah, wait, why did it get smaller? All right. Star Wars, The High Republic, Quest of the Jedi. It is a time of great exploration. In an effort to unite the galaxy, the Chancellors of the Republic, because there's two of them,
That's
working
right.
alongside the courageous and wise Jedi Knights, have dispatched dozens of Pathfinder teams into the furthest reaches of the Outer Rim. But it is also a time of great uncertainty. Communication is unreliable, and tall tales of mysterious planets and monstrous creatures abound. Prospectors and pirates roam the frontier, and the worlds of Irem and Arano are locked in a forever war. And on the far
Ooh.
off planet of Dalna, a new threat to the galaxy is beginning to emerge.
Wow. So we are going back to Jeddah, Iram and Arano, and Dalna. That is
And
huge.
yeah,
That's
yeah, we get
huge.
more about the prospectors. I'm guessing that's going to be more about the Santecas.
Yeah.
Uh, are we going to are we going to see Mari Santeca
No, we are. We we
as
we
a
are.
baby? Like
Oh,
I think we're going to see her like get taken by the Rowe family.
yeah, we're gonna see her. I don't think she'll be a baby, but she'll be like a teenager.
I think if I recall from the books, I think it was in Out of the Shadows, they said that she was like 6 when she had disappeared.
Okay, so she'll be like close to Cherry's age from the Thrawn Ascendancy trilogy.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll be a little one.
yeah. But I think that's really cool. I'm really excited for phase 2 because we get the Age of Exploration, which has been teased like multiple times. And these Pathfinder teams, they are freaking badass looking.
Yes.
Um, and like I love the whole communications team concept with setting up the buoys and stuff. Like I think that's really really cool. So I'm excited for that. So Lucasfilm Publishing is hitting. Go ahead, do your thing.
I was gonna say it's with the buoys and everything. It's like we're seeing the beginning of what leads to Starlight Beacon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's the breadcrumbs.
It is. It really is. Because we're 150 years away from Starlight Beacon at this point.
Yep.
Um, and I love that the Republic's ruled by two chancellors at this point too.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun. Phase 2 hits October 4th of this year.
Gonna be so great.
We
Uh,
are huh?
one more High Republic announcement,
Yeah.
and so this one uh is not a book announcement.
Uh are you talking what I'm
I'm talking about the Acolyte.
Oh
So
yes.
I feel like it was like the internet's worst kept secret, or at least Star Wars internet's worst kept
It
secret.
really was.
I feel like we've known that Amanda Sternberg was Stenberg was attached to this project for like the last year. uh, but at any rate, it was pretty great to see them come out in their Darth Maul t-shirts and like be officially announced as the lead for the Acolyte.
Yeah. I believe the rumor was that they were being announced in December, I believe. It was around
Or
December when they started talking about them being in the Acolyte.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what, 7, 8 months now,
Yeah.
basically, that it's
Yeah.
been out in the ether.
No, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what they bring to this show. This show is going to be pretty epic. I think that this and Andor are going to be the two big Star Wars hits for Disney Plus.
And the Acolyte, of course, is going to be so, phase two of the High Republic is taking us even further into the past, but then
Hmm.
Acolyte's going to bring us closer up to the prequels. I believe they say roughly 100 years before Episode One takes place.
Yeah, they said between like 80 to 100 years before Episode 1. So we're really going to start to see the crumbs like be laid out for the fall of the Republic in this.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
leading into Plagueis and Sidious.
Oh
And
yeah.
I would be really surprised if Plagueis isn't a part of the Acolyte.
Plagueis is going to be the end game, I think. I
I think
really
so.
think so. Plagueis will
I don't think, I was gonna say, I don't think Palpatine's old enough
no.
to, I mean, but maybe somehow he returns.
I mean, if he can return and Rise of Skywalker,
Then why not? Why can't he
yeah.
return 100 years earlier
I mean,
too?
I can see Plagueis being in it because we don't know how Mun's age.
Right.
Yeah. So,
And I mean, the assumption that we're working with is that Palpatine is human,
well, yeah.
roughly.
Yeah. Palpatine could be a Palpatine clone for all we know.
Palpatine can be a clone of Palpatine clone
Yes.
of Mark Yanro.
Exactly. You know what? Maybe Mark Rowe was the foundation for Palpatine. Who knows?
I mean, he does have kind of a clammy
He does.
disposition.
He does. So let's get into some more Comic Con news here. We had yesterday. This was huge. Um, well, I'll get to the big thing here in a second. We have a trailer for John Wick 4. Um,
I haven't watched it yet. I have seen the poster.
the poster's great. Yeah, the poster's great. If you want to watch it while I'm talking about John Wick
Yeah,
4.
I'm going to.
Okay. So
That's
yes,
exactly what I was about to pull up.
Keanu is back for John Wick 4. This it's gonna be fun and ridiculous again. Um, if there's anything that you get out of these John Wick movies, it's to turn your brain off and watch Keanu Reeves like kill hundreds of people for about 2 hours. Um, the first one came out of nowhere, was a surprise hit. The second one was a hit. Three was a hit. Of course, he's gonna have a hit with this fourth one. He's a retired assassin that gets pulled out of the life after his dog dies in the first one. And then after he retrieves his car that was stolen from him in the first movie, in the second movie, he is then approached by an old accomplice of his to undergo a task that he must complete, which is assassinating this dude's sister. John Wick then goes after this dude that wanted his sister killed and kills the dude on these sacred grounds, which gets him excommunicated from the Assassin's Guild. And three is about him trying to survive all of these other assassins trying to kill him. Um,
Yeah, that was crazy.
yeah, three was
They're all like they're all progressively crazier.
when as soon as he killed somebody with a library book, I was done.
Look, I love that scene so much.
Oh, it's a great scene.
So much.
Oh, it's a great scene.
The only thing that ticks me off is that that's not the same library that he walked into.
Oh no, it isn't.
No. So because yeah, it's he walks into the New York City Public Library on Fifth Ave, and that the library that they filmed that scene in is actually, I believe, an LA library.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And I was like, that's not what it looks like inside the New York library.
It was like too bright. Like it was
Yeah.
really just too bright. Yes, so John Wick 4 is happening, It looks just as ridiculous as the first three, and I got nothing from that.
In all the best ways. There's bow and arrows, there's dogs, there's
There
it just looks
is.
so great.
There is. The only movie franchise where I've seen one guy take a gun that has 15 shots and shoot one guy 45 times with the same gun in the same clip. So that's all I'm gonna say. Um,
It's yeah, it's one of those ones, don't think too hard about it,
no,
just enjoy the
it's
action.
so it's so dumb, but I love it.
Mhm.
Oh, and they try to world build. Like you can tell, like they really try to world build, but we're
They
not there
do
for
like with
that.
the whole like lore of the assassins
It's
and
really
their like
interesting.
it really is. Like I love that. Like I want to play like a video game set in this world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you can set this stuff up all you want to. Like we're just here to watch violence.
Yeah, we're here to watch a guy get killed with a library book and a
Yes.
pencil. By the
The Ruski Skazki, the Russian story or Russian fairy tales.
way, oh yes, that's right. And he has that stupid coin where he's just
Mhm.
like, "I demand passage." Um. Anyway, so John Wick 4 is coming, and that actually happened during Keanu Reeves' Berserker panel that he had with like Matt Kent and that writing team for that comic.
Yeah.
Which I
It
still
like
haven't.
got hijacked.
Yeah, I still haven't read Berserker yet, but I hear great things about it.
I haven't either. I've actually got it downloaded on my iPad and I have not made it into it yet.
So let's move on here. We had two big trailers yesterday. We had The Rings of Power, which is the Lord of the Rings television series from Amazon, which this thing is going to be epic in every sense of the word. Um,
It really is.
the scale and the scope of this show is nothing short of incredible. Um, and the cast looks great,
They do, yeah.
except
Um,
except Eminem Sauron.
yeah. Yeah, about that. I wasn't quite sure what I was because I saw the picture before I had seen the trailer, and I was kind of like, who is this and what are they from and why is the internet freaking out about this? And yeah, it's like some kind of weird Eminem meets Draco Malfoy weirdness, and I
Yeah,
don't know, maybe it'll be better in the show.
I think it will.
I'm sure the actor probably does a wonderful job. It's just
Oh
there was
yeah,
hair choices that were made.
there were some bad choices.
There was bleach involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll touch it up like before we get the final product. I really
Yeah.
think so. Because they're like in post production for that show now.
Yeah, that one it seems like they've been filming and every like for forever.
Yeah,
Like since that was originally announced, it's been a minute.
yeah. So that trailer looks incredible. I gotta tell, the end of that trailer sold me. I mean, I was already sold, but the end of that trailer, the very end after you see the Prime Video thing, you see
I
the
might have cut it off.
Balrog.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I must have cut it off too early.
Oh yeah, it's right there because I'm like, oh, they're gonna show something else. They're gonna show something else, and then you see the Balrog, and I nearly flipped my cup that I was drinking out of. Oh, I was
Yeah,
so excited.
I know that one. I think pretty much everyone in my family is kind of excited for that
It'll
because
be good.
everyone loves Lord of the Rings here.
Yeah,
So
it'll
we get
be
more.
yeah, it'll be good. It'll be interesting to see what the world was like before the War of the Ring, or I should
Hmm.
say for before both Wars of the Ring, because you've had two essentially. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Let's talk about this movie that's hitting in March that just looks like it's going to be the most fun movie of 2023, and that is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. This this movie looks it's so silly.
Hmm.
It is so over the top. and it's Dungeons and Dragons. Like,
It is.
go ahead, go ahead, hit me.
I was gonna say the vibe that I'm getting, it's like there's like bits of Monty Python. It's kind of has a National Treasure vibe too.
A little bit, yeah,
A little
yeah,
bit
a
of
little bit.
like it's serious, but like also it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I
Um,
I got more of a Pirates feel to it.
okay, yeah, I see
Yeah,
that too. Yep. Just like yeah, and I was just watching an interview with the cast where they were talking about well, first of all, the fact that most of the cast actually uh, played a game of D&D together before they started filming, to kind of like all talk about how they were going to play their characters, um, which was delightful. Hugh Grant was
yeah.
the only one who didn't play, because he says the game terrifies him and seems a bit satanic. And I was like, you,
Yet he's in the movie.
but he's in the movie.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that was. I think it was an interview on, and it was MTV was who was interviewing them, and
Oh yeah.
he was saying really it's just because like monsters scare him and like monster movies, and that this is like the kind of movie that like he'll be in but he won't watch.
Okay. Well, I guess Hugh's not going to the premiere of this thing.
I I mean he'll probably like be watching through his fingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, this whole thing looks so good.
Yeah, and I love this cast. I absolutely love this cast. And we all talk about our favorite Chris, whether it be Hemsworth or Evans or Pine or Pratt. I got to tell you, Chris Pine is my favorite Chris.
It's fine, it's good, Chris.
Yeah.
It's a split between him and Evans for me.
They're kind of the same.
Hmm.
Um
Yep.
because like they take on a lot of the similar roles.
I have loved Chris Pine since Princess Diaries 2, The
That's
Royal
right.
Engagement.
That's right. He's in
Was
that
the
movie.
first thing I ever saw him in, and he was that movie is so underrated. It's so good.
Both of those movies are pretty underrated.
The first one gets like a pretty, it's pretty critically acclaimed as far as like kids
Female
movies from
morphic
the
all
2000s go.
mooses.
Go
Sorry.
wah.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope, nope. That was totally worth it. Like, what was it? You look like a moose, but a pretty moose. You make all the boy moose go wah. I have seen that movie, actually both of those movies, too many times to
they're
count.
they're fun movies.
And that was before I had kids.
Yeah.
Like that was just me watching those.
They're
Um,
fun movies. They're
they're
a lot
very
of fun.
fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have always had a soft spot for Chris Pine after Princess Diaries.
I gotta tell you, he's one hell of a Captain Kirk too.
He is.
Um,
Actually, when I saw the J.J. Abrams Star Wars or Star Trek reboots, um, I hadn't really seen any Star Trek up until that point, and I was like, "Oh, hey, that guy from Princess Diaries and the guy from Heroes are in this. Let's go to the movies."
I think Star Trek Beyond was the first full Star Trek movie my wife had watched. And she was just like, "This is awesome. Like, this is
Yeah,
so good." Um, yeah. So Chris Pine is great. Michelle Rodriguez, I haven't seen in forever because I
I
didn't see
love
Fast
her
Nine.
so much. I missed Fast 9 too, which is crazy because I've seen all of the other Fast movies
I
except for that one.
I haven't seen Nine and I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw is it's good.
That's what I heard. And then I saw Justice Smith from Detective Pikachu is going to be in there.
Hmm.
Which he seems exactly like his Detective Pikachu character.
Yes, yes, he does.
And then what's his name? Reggie Jean Page.
Yes, from Bridgerton,
Hmm.
and I'm sure other. He's been in other
He's
things.
he's in the Gray Man on Netflix also.
I want to watch that this weekend. That looks
Uh,
amazing.
I'm about halfway through and it's a lot of fun. And
What
then
else?
we have Hugh Grant.
Yes. Mr. Prime Minister himself.
Yeah. Uh,
That's a defining role to me for Hugh Grant, 2004 Love Actually.
I just want to know what the casting call was like for this. Where they're like, we need a British guy. I guess we won't
Yeah.
get Ben Kingsley. Who isn't working now? Oh, Hugh Grant.
And it's funny because I've seen him like pop up a lot in things recently, but it's always like really small roles. Like he's just kind of there.
He did that Prime mini series called A Very British Scandal.
Yes,
Um,
which I've heard very good things about.
yeah, I still haven't watched it yet either, but I heard great things about that. Um,
He had
yeah,
a little role in The Man from Uncle. He
that's
was in
right.
that one too.
That was a fun movie.
It's a fun movie. I would love to see a sequel to that movie, but just recast Army Hammer.
Yeah, yeah. Henry
He's
Cavill's perfect in that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
There I just saw a thing the other day. Someone was like suggesting who to replace him with, and I forgot now who it was. But Army Hammer's currently apparently selling timeshares in the Cayman Islands. So,
Hey, honey, you want to buy a timeshare from a washed up Hollywood actor? Sure.
yep,
He was in a Lone Ranger movie that bombed.
he
It
was.
was not good.
It wasn't.
No.
Nope. I've seen that movie a grand total of one time,
Same.
and I don't even remember if I finished it.
I've seen John Carter more times than that.
Oh, the
The one with
the one
Taylor
on Mars?
Kitsch? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
That one's
That's
good.
another super underrated movie. I I loved it a lot, and I really wish they would have done like a whole series.
I love that McNulty from The Wire's in that movie too.
Yeah.
Um so yes, D&D happened. And that was pretty much it for yesterday. Oh no, we got the Marvel animation panel, which
Yes.
uh, outside of X-Men 97, I don't care.
But what if season 2?
What if you just watch it by yourself?
Uh, what if I just skip it? I
Yeah,
don't know.
what if I skip it?
I didn't love What If. There was like a few good episodes, but overall, I was kind of
It's middle of the road.
yeah.
It's not that good. It's not that bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were a few really bad episodes.
Oh, one thing that is exciting though is the Spider-Man
Oh,
freshman year.
yes, that takes place in the multiverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're getting Charlie Cox back as Daredevil.
Oh, you have to. You
Yeah.
have to. Which I think that looks good because that reminds me a lot of like the 90s Spider-Man cartoon also,
Mhm.
from like Fox Kids
Oh
and
yeah.
everything. And then they showed the I Am Groot trailer was cute.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen a lot of screen caps from it, and it
Yeah,
there needs to be like a million picture books about Baby Groot.
there really does. Of course they're gonna cash in on Groot because Groot's everybody's favorite thing. The
I,
one, huh?
the the market has been oversaturated with Grogu,
Yeah,
so they need to bring balance back to the Force.
they really do. The one announcement that they made yesterday that I rolled my eyes the hardest at was Marvel Zombies. Um, I don't care.
The zombie episode of What If was probably my least favorite,
Yeah,
and I don't need a whole series about it.
like I get it. They want to adapt Kirkman's run. Like I get it. Like they want to adapt Robert Kirkman's thing, but it's not entertaining. The concept just really isn't that entertaining. I as much as I love Jimmy Woo and Kate Bishop and Red Guardian and the other heroes that they're introducing in that show, I don't care.
Was Miss Marvel was one of the ones too, yeah? I think
I
and that
believe she is, and then Captain Marvel's one of the zombies.
oh
Um,
wait, hang on.
I thought Katie from Shang-Chi was also one of the heroes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I just saw something about Secret Invasion on my Twitter feed.
that's right. Oh, the Marvel panel is going on right now, so yes, Secret Invasion is coming soon because they're also doing Armor Wars too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Yes.
Which Secret Invasion, real quick, read that comic. It's a fantastic comic.
So
Absolutely
good.
good. Yes. Brian Michael Bendis wrote the hell out of that story.
I mean, that all kind of leads into the second Civil War arc.
After
Yes.
Siege. So it's
Okay.
so it's a Secret Invasion, and then we get Hammer established, replacing Shield with Norman Osborn in charge.
Right.
And then that leads us to Siege, which leads us to another reboot. Which I believe that leads us to Secret Wars in 2015.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
And
Man.
then we
So
we get to where we're at.
Secret Invasion is the scroll.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
The
Okay.
one where Spider Woman was the scroll behind all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
AKA Jessica Jones's best friend.
yeah, Jessica Drew. um,
Or no, wait. No, she's BFFs with Carol Danvers.
yes. Yeah, Jessica Jones's best friend was Luke Cage.
Uh, wait. Uh,
Do we have a
new.
trailer?
There's a new trailer for She-Hulk.
Okay,
Um, and Wong is in it,
okay, I like that. I like that Wong's in that.
and Daredevil.
Okay, so they're trying to do the street level heroes thing, which I
Yep.
think is pretty good. Jonathan Majors is on the stage at SDCC. That was as of 13 minutes ago. I guess he's talking Kang.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Seems like what he would be there for.
Apparently they showed Guardians 3 footage
I
with a much younger Rocket.
was walking around today with a Rocket Raccoon McDonald's Happy Meal toy in my pocket
Nice.
somehow. My kid left
Nice.
it with me, and I was like, what do I do with this?"
Guardians 3 trailer slays set to Lips Do You Realize sets up a doomed love story, shows Will Poulter as Adam Warlock, teases origin of Rocket.
That is very exciting.
Apparently Cosmo's going to be in it too.
The dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I
As of a
love
half an
Cosmo.
hour ago, Kevin Feige announced that Wakanda Forever is closing out phase 4. That's going to be the final film
Okay.
in this phase.
Also announced 33 minutes ago, Marvel Studios Captain America New World Order releases May 3rd, 2024.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to get a 2023 release.
No. Let's see here. Um, I guess we're skipping right to Marvel
Mm,
right now because
I
it's
guess
going
so.
on. So Lee Majors was promoting Quantumania because Kang's gonna be the big bad in that. All right,
There
so
is
let
a
me see here. I got it. Um, sorry, they
Did you
have a
see this?
roadmap.
Yeah, the phase 5 roadmap,
Yeah. Looks like Quantumania, Secret
February
Invasion.
27th.
Yeah. Secret Invasion in the spring. Guardians in May. Echo in summer. Loki in summer. The Marvels in July, Blade in November, Ironheart in the fall of next year.
Hmm.
Agatha Coven of Chaos is winter
Winter,
23 24. Daredevil Born Again, spring 24. New World Order, May 2nd, 24, or May 3rd, 24. And then
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, July 24. Okay. All right. Thunderbolts we knew was coming.
Yes.
We knew about Blade from 3 years ago.
Hmm.
We knew about Secret Invasion from 3 years ago.
Daredevil, we did not know about.
No, because that Charlie Cox cameo in No Way Home came out of nowhere.
Ye-
Um, Guardians we knew.
Yes.
Marvels we knew. Loki we thought that was just going to be a limited series. Uh,
They did say after season one that it was coming back for season two. I think they
yeah,
announced that like right after season one ended.
yeah, it was right at the end of season one. Yeah. Blade we knew. Ironheart we knew from D23 2019, I
I think
believe.
so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that one's been out there for a while.
Yeah. Agatha we knew was coming because of WandaVision.
Hmm.
Captain America we knew after Falcon and the Winter Soldier we were going to get that. And then
Yeah.
Thunderbolts was set up through Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
That's not a bad timeline. But
You know, I,
I'm
I know
not
we're talking about
excited.
our Marvel burnout, but like, um, the Marvels is going to be probably my favorite movie for like the next 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
uh,
looking. Go ahead.
Guardians. I
Yeah,
love both the Guardians movies, so I'm very excited for number three.
I
That
am.
Phase Five's got me excited.
Quantum Mania, I think, is going to be the perfect movie to kick off Phase 5.
Yes.
Um, because you need a really good Ant-Man comedy in that phase. Guardians will be fun. That's probably going to be the most emotional movie that we get in this phase. Um,
Yeah. I would say the Marvels is probably going to be a little more light.
yeah.
Um, just and I mean there might be like some heavier story beats to it, but
Hmm.
just Kamala Khan and Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
Gonna be
That
fun.
that's it's gonna have like I really think the Marvels is gonna have like Shazam feels
Okay.
in it. Loki will be fun because that's just a time travel thing. Secret Invasion, you've got to nail that. If you don't nail that, you're done.
I want to see Maria Hill back for Secret Invasion.
Oh, I do too.
That's
Uh,
got to happen.
Blade is another movie to kick off the X-Men franchise for Marvel Studios. Agatha, she was
I guess that's gonna
fun.
be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Am I gonna like rush out to watch it opening week? I don't think so.
Well,
Uh,
it's the Disney Plus
yeah,
series.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'll
Yeah.
probably wait for a couple of episodes before I really dive into it.
So
Um,
of these, I just wanted to point out real quick which ones are the series. So Secret Invasion, Echo, Loki, Ironheart,
yep,
Agatha, Daredevil are all going to be series on Disney Plus. The rest of them are all feature films.
yeah, um,
So that's Quantumania, Guardians, The Marvels, Blade, Thunderbolts, and Captain America.
yeah. Also, keep in mind, they're also going to have. They are working on an Eternal sequel too. That did just get announced with Chloe Zhao coming back to direct. Looks like the Guardians are going to be facing off of against a villain known as the High Evolutionary,
Ooh.
which is played by the guy from Peacemaker, the one handler for Peacemaker.
I still haven't seen Peacemaker.
Okay. It's fun. It's fun.
I'm always a step behind on the DC stuff.
It's okay. Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is happening. It's the end of the Guardians era in the MCU, which is fine. We kind of saw this coming for a while.
Mhm.
Which we are also still getting the Guardians holiday special too.
Yes, which I
Yeah,
think that'll probably be Disney, straight to Disney Plus.
it is. It is.
Instead of straight to video, it's
Straight to Disney
straight
Plus.
to Disney Plus.
Yep. Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania reveals MODOK and King the Conqueror in Comic-Con first look. Does
Uh,
that mean there was a trailer?
or test footage probably.
Possibly. Let's see.
I'm
There's no
just
video
trying to
from it
see
yet.
here. A lot of the stuff is still as of like 40, 45 minutes ago.
I would really like for MODOK to still be Patton Oswalt.
Yeah. Um, I'm actually excited for Adam Warlock. And then I'm really excited for Cosmo.
Space Dog.
Yes, Space Dog. Um, yeah, Agatha. It'll be fun. So we'll keep an eye on the Marvel stuff. Fantastic Four. Okay, this is as of 1 minute ago. Fantastic Four is the first film of Phase 6.
Oh, dang. So they're
Yes.
putting up the Phase 6 stuff as well.
Yeah. Which they need to announce that cast. John Krasinski as Reed Richards, or we riot.
That'll be kicking off November 8th, 2024.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's got to be John Krasinski. Although there was like rumors about it being someone else, and I was like,
They wanted
no.
Daniel Craig.
They wanted Daniel Craig, and then I forgot who else they were talking about. Penn Badgley, I think. Someone from like Gossip Girl. I
Oh
was like,
yeah. No.
no,
No, I'm good.
nope. John Krasinski is okay. So I just pulled up. There's a roadmap to for Phase 6.
Okay. What is it?
Fall 2024 is blank. November
Okay.
8th has Fantastic Four.
Mm,
Then there's another fall 2024 that's blank. Winter that's blank. Winter 2025 blank. Spring 2025 blank.
oh
Spring
no.
2025 again blank.
Oh no, I got spring 2025.
Oh, wait, maybe you've seen an updated one.
May
Let's
2nd,
see.
2025 Avengers Kang Dynasty.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then November 8th, 2025 Secret Wars.
Hmm.
And then this is now being called the Multiverse Saga.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I see the roadmap now. IGN just posted Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Um like I don't really want to retweet these because I have burnout. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop X-Men in there too.
I would not be surprised either. May 5th, 2023 is the date for Guardians. They just announced.
Yeah. Yeah. That's next year, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Secret they better bring Secret Wars too. Um Otherwise that like I really have a feeling I don't want any of these to flop, but I have a feeling a couple of them are going to. And I don't
I
want to be that
wonder
guy.
I wonder as people start getting back into going to the movies, like if like as that becomes more regular for us again, if Marvel is gonna start like picking up steam like it had before. I don't know.
I I don't know.
It's like in the Marvel movies when stuff happens and like everyone just continues on like nothing happened. And then I'm like, oh wait, we kind of do that too. But there's been shifts, like, people not going to the movies for a good while.
Yeah. I have a feeling they're dropping Deadpool 3 somewhere here in phase 6.
Oh yeah. And because Deadpool and Logan just got added to Disney Plus today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, and Vincent D'Onofrio is confirmed for Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, he's also confirmed for Echo.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
So I'm just going to
I'm
retweet
excited
some of
for
these
Ironheart too.
announcements.
I love those comics.
Oh, Riri Williams is amazing.
Just to see her interact with like Miss Marvel would be so great.
Yeah. I'm just retweeting these. I'm not going to quote retweet these. Um, I don't care. I mean, She-Hulk will be okay. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. Um, as we're just patiently like watching to see Jeff Keighley just tweeted out you know who Jeff Keighley is, right?
Um,
From the Game Awards and everything.
no, I don't think so.
So like every year at the Game Awards, like he's just like, yeah, we've got like 85 world premiere trailers and stuff. And like every year, Game Awards and Summer Game Fest, all it is just friggin' premieres, right? Like world premiere
Yeah.
trailers and gameplay footage and stuff. Jeff Keighley tweets out, Kevin Feige likes world premieres even more than me. Um, yes, that is true. Um, Let me see here. What else we have? Uh, yeah, two Avengers movies in 1 year.
Which I mean that feels like we're going back to like 2018
Yeah.
with what was
Oh,
it?
with Infinity
Infinity War
War
and
and then Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever. They're talking about that now. Let me see here.
Multiverse Saga.
Yeah,
That logo is like it's kind of slick.
it is. It is pretty slick. It reminds me of the Infinity Saga that they had too.
Hmm.
Very cute that Marvel thinks there's going to be an actual Earth to show movies in 2025.
I mean, I hope there'll still be a planet to be watching movies in, gosh, what? That's only 2 years from now.
Yeah, well, about 2.5, but yeah. The thing is that you've got to announce X-Men for Phase 6.
Yeah.
You need to. Um,
We finished Miss Marvel the other night and actually last night, and we're like jumping up and down, like excited on the couch. And both of my kids are like, "What are you guys so excited about?" And I was just like, "Stuff."
yeah. I I really hope that I know how much you love Scarlet Witch, but I really hope she doesn't get a solo film.
I don't think she will, and that's okay. I don't know. I don't. I do love her, but I don't think she needs a solo film.
No. So these trademarks that they announced the other day, the rumors for, they were correct. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
If there's ever anything that's going to be accurate, it's like the legal filings.
Yeah.
Like whenever you see that come up, because it's all public records. Um, so as soon as they do that, they kind of know that they're on a time clock of like someone's looking into it. So
Yeah.
they've got to make those announcements.
Yeah. Um,
In the footage for Ant-Man 3, Scott Lang says, I am an Avenger to Kang, who chillingly responds, I am a conqueror.
I love Kang the Conqueror.
I do too.
Uh,
Uh,
so uh, Elena is or Yelena is coming back for Thunderbolts also.
um, I the casting for her was fantastic.
Yeah.
As much as I loved her in Black Widow, I wasn't expecting her to pop up in Hawkeye. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I was because the end credit scene, but I wasn't expecting to like her in Hawkeye, and I did.
All right.
All
I'm
right,
really
Black Panther is
yeah.
next. There are people on the stage, and they are
They're playing
drumming.
drums. Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
drums.
Um, I just saw. Okay, discussing film just tweeted out because Kugler's on stage right now talking about Chadwick Boseman. I promise you that I can feel his arm on my shoulder right now. Um, so that means that Chadwick was like his memory is very, very much in this movie.
Yeah. I'm still, I don't know. I'm I'm on that recast bandwagon. I think that they should have kept the T'Challa legacy around.
I agree, but Chadwick was just perfect.
He was irreplaceable, but at the
Yeah.
same time, the character should still
Oh, I
be
agree.
going.
I agree. So while that is going on, shall we move on to other Comic-Con news and we'll keep circling back to it?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So DC had their panel today in which we got a Black Adam trailer. Well, I shouldn't say a trailer, I would say teaser mostly. And then we got a full Shazam 2 trailer, which I love the first Shazam movie. It's so much fun. And this one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun too.
That's
Uh,
one. So I haven't seen, but I've wanted to see, and I just need to get off my butt and do it.
yeah, I think you'll like the first movie. I really do. Zachary Levi is fantastic as Shazam,
Yeah.
and just the whole cast is great, and it's a really heartwarming movie. And it was very different for DC. Um, I would say if you're gonna watch it, just think of big with superpowers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, so they had that. We had the Black Adam teaser, and that was pretty much it out of that panel. Um, then we had the Star Trek panel, which one of these announcements just made me so happy.
Is it the
Um,
crossover?
yes. Well, I want to get to that one last.
Okay.
So we got a Picard season 3 trailer, which it was just them showing the cast, which is just the Next Generation cast. This will be the final season for Picard,
Hmm.
which I really stopped halfway through season 1. I just couldn't get into it.
I really liked season one. Season two was strange, but
Okay.
still, I watched the whole thing, and so I should add that I have not seen like TNG in its entirety by
Okay.
any means. Like I've kind of just like seen episodes here and there.
Yeah.
So I'm like familiar with characters and familiar with like some of the storylines, but overall not super attached to the story. But I did really enjoy the first season of Picard, and then season two, I was like the characters are what sold me on it.
Yeah.
I think more than the plot.
Uh,
Um,
yeah. The cameo at the end of season 2 really made me happy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it did. Yep.
with Wesley Crusher coming back. Strange New Worlds is in season 3 production now. They're in post production for season 2.
Which is amazing.
Yes. Um, Discovery has been greenlit for season 5. So they're about to work on that. I believe Alex Kurtzman also came out on the panel and said that they are going to do more female-led shows, which is perfectly fine and makes me happy.
Yep.
Um, but let's get to the amazing one. We love Strange New Worlds,
It's great.
and we love Lower Decks.
Hmm.
There is going to be a Strange New Worlds Lower Decks crossover, and I am sold on this. And I hope it's both live action and animated.
Yes, that would be fantastic if it kind of like swaps format.
Yeah. Um,
Uh,
because I want to see animated Pike with the giant hair.
the hair. Yep.
Yes. Um, I want to see animated Pike and animated Spock. I think that that would be a lot of fun.
And if they go back and forth, then we would get live action Mariner and Boimler and Tendi and Rutherford.
Which they would have to bring back their actors for it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think they all look close enough to their, I mean, with the exception of Tendi, who obviously the actress is not green, but you
No.
know, has to make
And I
you
really
can make yourself green.
I really want to see live action Commander Ransom.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
Oh, I love Commander Ransom so much.
And
He's so
I love
funny.
to I love too that the two number ones on that show are that their actors are married to each other in real life.
Oh, you know they probably pitched it to each other before the studio got it.
Yep.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Lower Decks is season 3 comes out in August and they are greenlit for season 4, which I think is awesome. If there's ever if you want a good laugh and you're a Star Trek fan, watch Lower Decks. That's all I'm going to say.
And I'll say too, so like I'm fairly new to Star Trek, but and so like a lot of like super like in-depth references go like straight over my head, but they're still funny. Like I'm still laughing at whatever the joke is, even if I don't fully understand it. And then I'm going back and like Googling afterwards. I'm like, what did they mean by that?
Yeah. I believe there was an episode in season 1 where they joked about Thrawn's pectoral muscles. Or not Thrawn, Khan. Khan's
Yes. Yeah.
pectoral
I was about to
muscles.
say, I was like, wait, that's a crossover I
Yeah,
wasn't expecting.
I would love that crossover by the way. Yeah, like Lower Decks reminds me of that episode of Futurama where they brought back the original series cast.
Oh gosh.
Like that's what it's a love letter to Star Trek and Jonathan Frakes is actually
He's
directing the
directing it.
crossover, which I'm really excited about. Uh,
Yep.
we didn't get any news on Prodigy.
No. And because Prodigy, I thought was supposed to be coming season, or it's not necessarily season two. I think it's the first half or second half of season one, rather. They did like a split season.
Hmm.
Um, I smell popcorn. uh, we're talking about movies and TV, and I'm like, popcorn.
Popcorn.
Um, but yeah, so season one of Prodigy still is not fully done, like and over with. And
Hmm.
so I think we should probably be seeing the rest of that this summer.
Yeah, we will. Also another 8 Marvel projects are to be announced at D23.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I just read that. Um, Also, Ryan Coogler just reveals that Namor the Submariner is indeed in Wakanda forever.
And one of the worst kept secrets. I think everyone's
Oh,
known that for like the last several months.
we knew about it as soon as they talked about the underwater earthquakes near Wakanda.
Yes.
Um,
The Eternals will return.
yep,
What are they? Someone just like retweeted it and said the Returnals.
the Returnals. Yeah, yeah. Um, looks like the Daredevil suit's going to be the brown and yellow one.
Hmm.
Um, D23 is going to be big this year, according to Greg. Um,
There's a whole photo of the cast of Black Panther.
yeah. So that's it for Marvel.
Hmm.
Um, the Orville panel happened just a couple of hours ago, and hold on. Still no word on season 4 for that, but hopefully they do, because this season's been amazing.
I think with the reception that this season has had, it would um it would really be beneficial for them to keep going. And
Yeah,
then like to if the ending of this season isn't exactly where they wanted to leave off the series, like, at least give it another season to end on its terms.
yeah. I think Hulu will do that. Actually, I really think they will. I don't think they'll pull the Netflix and just cancel it just to cancel it.
No. And yeah, Netflix is getting so much flack for that that I think the other streaming services would probably try to steer clear of that.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about Marvel's panel here. Let me see here. Let's get to some. Well, let's talk some comics because there have been some. Oh wow. We have a Wakanda Forever teaser too. Um. Wow. I'm gonna watch this real quick.
Yep, gonna do the same.
This is about 2 minutes long.
Good friends we have
Wow.
and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't
I
forget your
wonder how
past.
they're going to.
So dry your tears, I say.
Oh, we're probably gonna get copyrighted.
Oh shoot.
Everything is gonna be
Okay.
Is it low enough that you can't hear it now?
Yeah, I muted mine.
Okay.
I'm really wondering how they're going to. There's Namor. Wow. Umbaku. Um, like I said, I wonder how they're really going to like uh remove him from this series. Oh, Ross is back, by the way, Everett Ross. I have to say, it's one of the most beautiful trailers I've ever seen, especially for a Marvel movie, and that is this November. So, You just let me know when you're done.
Unmuted myself.
Okay.
Oh
It's one of the
man.
most beautiful trailers I've ever seen. Um, this is going to be a very special movie.
Hmm.
Um, so I think we can shift from Marvel now because we had Wakanda Forever.
Oh my
Um,
gosh. That's a pretty intense one.
yeah. I will say this: those D23 announcements, expect X-Men. I really think X-Men
Yeah.
is going to be that
Yeah, I think everything
D23
on
announcement.
the phase 6 list that just said spring or fall or winter or whatever, those are all going to be the ones that they fill in at D23.
Yeah, yeah. I also wouldn't be surprised if he teases Phase 7 also at D23.
I don't know if they'll get that far ahead of themselves.
And you said Wakanda Forever is the end of Phase 4?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. So that'll be the end of this phase that we're in right now. So
okay.
yeah, we've got She-Hulk coming out next month, then Wakanda Forever, and then we get a we get breathing room from then until February,
Hopefully.
which
Uh,
will probably be filled with something Star Wars.
so let's move on here. Let's talk some comics here. Um, we don't necessarily have to talk Comic Con if we don't want to, but let's talk some comics here. So last week you and I were talking about like some of our favorite books and our favorite publishers and creative teams and everything. And this week I really like started to dive in on some of the stuff that we talked about. I
Well,
am
yeah.
2 chapters into Hit 1955,
Yes.
and I absolutely love it. I think that it is a beautiful book and a beautiful
Mhm.
story. It
The art
feels
is like so it's not traditional comic art. Like it's
no,
more like I don't know. It feels like individual art pieces
hmm
forming each panel.
it really does, and it tells a really cohesive story too.
Hmm.
Um, which and I love it because like I feel like it got its inspiration from Dexter a little bit.
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Like Dexter, but 50s noir.
yeah. Yeah, and I love that 50s noir feel. I absolutely love that feel. And I love the very beginning when the guy beats up the other cop. Like, I just think
You
that's
are
really funny.
wrapped up in my headphone cord, Cat. Okay.
Um, so I checked that out. I also have the first volume of Paper Girls downloaded on my Kindle as well. Because we get that this week. We get
On
episode one,
Amazon.
yeah, on Amazon. Which I'm actually really excited about watching that.
I don't know if you saw Katrina's pictures from Comic Con, but
I did.
yeah, she was at the Paper Girls party.
Yeah. I also saw her. I also saw her and Thomas at the Bob's Burgers photo thing too.
Yes, that was fantastic.
Yes. Yes.
So I think she's still looking for the the throne from Game of Thrones,
Yeah. Yeah.
the sword throne. Why can't I remember the names? But yeah. So she hasn't had
Yeah.
that photo op yet, but there's been the
No.
Bob Burgers cart.
I think she also went to the D&D tavern.
I think so. I
Yeah.
man, I want to go hang out at the tavern.
I want to hang out at the D&D tavern too.
I as much as it's cool to see like all these things getting announced at the panels and everything, like I for real think just the atmosphere would be so much fun.
We were talking about it tonight at dinner before we get back into the comic conversation, and I said, you know what? I would fly out there and just do the off-site activations that you don't need a Comic Con badge for.
Hmm. Yep.
And I would just spend the week doing that because I think that that would be a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I'll go to a Funimation party without a Comic Con badge. Yeah, sure, put me in there.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go to a
It's like,
Paper Girls party. Yeah. Um, so I've been reading Hit 1955. I am
mhm.
halfway through volume 2 of Cowl, because I picked that up on Comixology, and I just finished volume 1 of Radiant Black. Um,
I downloaded that one the other day.
okay.
I haven't gotten into it yet.
Okay.
Um, but I actually, so having just finished Miss Marvel, I went back and I reread volume one,
Oh.
No Normal,
Mhm.
over the last couple days.
That's
Gosh,
the G. Willow Wilson one?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the first volume introducing Kamala.
Nice. Oh,
So I was kind of just like reading that after just watching the series and kind of like being able to see where they drew inspiration from was cool.
nice. I forgot one other thing announced at the Marvel Animation panel, and that is a Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur series.
I'm very excited for that. And that was another one that they had rumored for a while but wasn't officially confirmed.
Yeah.
Um, that that series is just so cute. It's some of my favorite illustrations in
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty good. Um, so what are, besides Ms. Marvel, what are you reading right now?
Actually, so part of my job, like my actual real job that I do, is to do graphic novel book clubs for kids.
Hmm.
So as much as I've been wanting to read for fun over the last week or so, all of the comics that I've read have been middle grades comics
Okay.
for like, fifth through eighth graders,
Hmm.
trying to figure out which ones I can share in my book club. I was rereading Miss Marvel originally kind of with the aim that like, oh, maybe I could share this. But there was definitely a cocaine reference, and I was like, I
Oh,
can't share that with middle schoolers. So
no.
there is a middle grades Miss Marvel though that I might use instead. So
Yeah, yeah. I also saw, so speaking of Ms. Marvel, there was um it was like the Disney Plus show. It was one of those Marvel Disney Plus shows that like is like a documentary or something. And like there are like Marvel plays that you can put on like with your students and stuff. And there's
mhm.
like a Squirrel Girl one, a Ms. Marvel one, and like something else.
That's my other thing I was leaning towards was Squirrel Girl
Yeah.
because and so it's funny. Uh I've been trying to do a book selection that would appeal to kids of all genders and
Hmm.
I don't know, I guess just book clubs tend to draw in girls more than boys.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't want to just pick a whole bunch of like girl power centric books because I don't want anyone to feel excluded
Yeah.
by the characters or the topics that we're focusing on. Um, but every time I've picked like a boy centric book, they've been either completely outnumbered or haven't shown up at all. So at this point, I'm like, we're just going to read whatever we feel like reading, and
Yeah.
it's kind of skewing towards girl power books.
Yeah, and there's
One of the ones that we read that was it's a kid's book, but it's still really fun was Primer by Jennifer Murrow.
hmm
Um, and it's a like she doesn't have any innate powers, but she's a kid in like a foster situation.
Oh,
Her
okay.
dad's in prison. She gets adopted or fostered by this couple who the dad is like an artist and the mom is a scientist, and she has formulated paints that when applied to your skin, they give you superpowers.
Oh, that's cool.
And there's like something like 37 different colors of paint, and each one has a different corresponding power.
Nice.
And the government's after them. Like she's trying to like sneak them away from the government.
Mhm.
And that's when uh the foster kid Ashley, when she finds the paints, she's
Oh.
not supposed to have them. But of course she uses them and gets superpowers.
Nice. I I would love to make a suggestion for your club. Big Hero 6, the original series.
Yes. That's one of the ones I wanted to look at.
Yeah.
Because I have to obviously it my criteria is that it has to be accessible and that I can
Yeah.
because I actually we have a program at the library where we buy copies of the books for the
Yeah.
kids. So they
Okay.
each get to take home a book at the end of the program and keep it for forever. Um, yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And so I have to make sure that it's something that I can affordably buy for 10 kids
Yeah.
and that it's something that like I always read it first to make sure it's going to be
Yeah.
eye-catching and
Yeah.
entertaining. But yeah, Big Hero 6, I think they would probably all really like.
Yeah. And then the Marvel Action imprint from IDW is really good too.
Yeah. I was just
Um,
looking at the Captain Marvel run by Sam Maggs.
yeah.
That one was really cute.
Yeah. Um, I'm just me personally, I'm just trying to get more into independent stuff.
Mhm.
Because I was actually talking to the guy that owns my local comic book store this week, and he was just telling me that like with DC and Marvel books, it's hard to keep track of, especially if there's a big event and there's crossover books.
Yes.
Um, because he says, I don't want to have to read Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen because it ties into whatever's going on, or I just give that book as an example.
Hmm.
Like one of my favorite tie-ins is was during Blackest Night. They did a Flash 3-issue miniseries that had Flash as a Blue Lantern. That was like my favorite tie-in that they ever did. Um, but like that's just the problem with like these big name publishers is that like they do these huge events and there's nothing wrong with these events. It's just I don't want to have to pick up all of these books just to get the story. Like let me read these 6 to 8 issues.
I will say I really got into the Civil War II storyline,
Yeah.
where you have Iron Man versus Carol Danvers, and it's a great storyline. Like the whole arc is amazing, but again, it's like it's happening in the Iron Man comics, it's happening in the Captain Marvel comics, it's happening in like it's all over the place, and you have to like read 3 issues of this one and then two
Yeah.
issues of this, and it's a lot to keep track of. Um, I was grateful though for that one because I picked up later on, and at that point they had like published a TPB
Yeah.
of all of the issues that that made sense to it.
Like my issue when it comes to something like that was also Secret Empire, which was the Hydra Cap event that they did,
Yes.
where they did like multiple tie-ins to it and then like multiple miniseries that went with it. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to read Sam Wilson Captain America to see like what's going on.
No, and there was a lot of that was pulling off from Captain Marvel too,
Yeah,
the Chris Anka run of it. So I'm like
yeah,
reading, 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 and I'm like, wait, like there's more going on here.
yeah, yeah. So that's my issue with like these bigger publishers. Don't get me wrong, like IDW's done a bunch of crossover stuff, especially like with their Hasbro stuff.
Yes. I was
Um,
gonna say too with Star Wars, like one of the things that had me really excited for High Republic, and it's still an exciting thing about High Republic, is that it's the first time where I'm like, it's starting fresh,
yeah,
and I don't have to try to keep up with, like Star Wars 2015, like it goes back for that many years. And then you've got, Darth Vader and Dr. Aphra, like that's all kind of happening at the same time. So it's nice that High Republic is its own isolated.
yeah.
I know I can just get this many issues of High Republic, and that's the story right there.
Yeah, and another good thing about the High Republic is you don't necessarily have to read everything to understand what's going on. Like if
Yes.
you just want to read the adult novels, you can just read the adult novels. If you just want to read the comics, You can just read the comics. That is the nice thing about the High Republic. Does it help to read everything? Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would say too with the middle grades and the YA books, like a kid could easily just pick those up and read them just one off and not have to worry about anything that happened in the prior book or the book afterwards. Like if they
Yeah.
picked up the second book, that's
Uh,
fine.
yeah. Race to Crash Point Tower is actually the perfect example of that.
Yeah, it's completely like there's little things that tie into Test of Courage, but if you didn't read Test of Courage, that's fine. It's like if you did read it, it's kind of like an Easter egg.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Mission to Disaster is like the same way too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk about some more independent publishers here. I will say this: I applied for us to be brand ambassadors for Aftershock Comics, which does like a lot of independent stuff. Which actually, oh jeez, ow, that hurt.
What are you yelling
Um,
about, Kat?
let me see here. So yeah, I did pick up Star Wars 25.
Ah, I need to go get that one. That's definitely one I want to have a physical
Yeah.
copy of.
Um, so yeah, I went to my LCS, like I said, and let me just put these up here with my DVD shelf. Yes, pickle. Um, so I picked up um Black Hammer
Oh, nice.
by Jeff Lemire. This is Jeff Lemire and Dean Ormston. This is like it's a Dark Horse series that pays homage to the golden age of DC superheroes.
Hmm.
Very, very good. I'm about halfway through this and really, really love it. So there's that. I read a lot of stuff like at the same time.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I usually have like graphic novel that I'm reading, an ebook, and an audiobook kind of all at the same time. And then I will typically have a paperback that I can pick up too.
Nice. This is Ordinary Gods, which is set in Kyle Higgins' Massive
Ooh.
Verse, which is
Yes.
same universe Radiant Black takes place in. And then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna put you there for right now. Yeah, because I might read you after. Um, and then I saw Aftershock. So this is a spy thriller called Red Atlantis.
Ooh.
Yep, that is done by Stephanie Phillips and Robert Carey, um, which I'm excited for this. It's a spy thriller that deals with possible new Cold War. And then let me just put you there. And then this one like really like stood out to me. This is from Garth Ennis,
Mhm.
which an amazing comic book writer. This
Sounds
is
good. That name
a
sounds really familiar.
he did Preacher.
Okay. Yep.
Um, this takes place at the end of the Second World War, and it's called Out of the Blue.
Ooh.
Yeah. Um, oh, Garth Ennis also wrote The Boys.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm really really excited to dive into this one as well.
What is the premise for that one?
So this one I'll read it here. It says 1945, the Second World War is almost over, but the Germans don't seem to have gotten the message. As Royal Air Force pilot Jamie Mackenzie finds out when he's assigned to deadly shipping strikes along the enemy coast, flying the Mosquito fighter bomber against heavily armed targets is dangerous enough at the best of times. But after incurring the wrath of his commanding officer, Jamie is assigned the most unpopular navigator in the unit, along with the least reliable aircraft. Worse still, the commander's sights are firmly set on Jamie's young, beautiful wife, Beth. As his missions get deadlier and deadlier and the feud with his boss grows in intensity, Jamie discovers that others have paid a steeper price than himself in the battle with Hitler's Reich. The stage is set for a showdown high above the frozen fjords of Norway, where hordes of Nazi fighters lie in wait for the RAF Mosquito squadrons. This, I think this is going to be really good.
Hmm.
So yeah, support your LCS and your local library. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Yep.
I was really good and I didn't buy myself any dice, but I bought dice for the fam.
Oh, nice, nice. How uh, how often do you visit your LCS?
Usually like once every other week.
Yeah, so you're thinking what, twice a month?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a cat butt for the camera.
Hey, cat butts are always fun, and cat butts are always at eye level.
Yeah, always. I'm just
So
glad it's pointed away from mine.
yeah. So when you go, you pick up dice and stuff, but of course you pick up like your weekly books or like your monthly books or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, well, since High Republic's been on a hiatus, I haven't had anything that I've been picking up on a regular basis.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's gonna change in what, October?
Yeah.
We
October
get
we
get
come
back to the High
flying
Republic.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
So speaking of the High Republic, I want to talk about one of the writers, Kevin Scott. He does comic stuff. He's done a few things with Legendary Comics, which is the comics book imprint or the comic book imprint done by Legendary Studios behind Pacific Rim and the MonsterVerse and
Hmm.
everything. He is actually working on an original graphic novel or series called Sleep Terrors for Legendary.
That sounds terrifying.
Yes. Which he just promoted at Comic Con this weekend.
Yes, that sounds pretty awesome, though.
Yeah. Um, so I will say this. When it comes to comic books, if you want to stick to DC and Marvel, that's fine. But go to Image, go to Dark Horse, go to Vault, go to Mad Cave, go to all of these different independent publishers because you're going to find amazing stories. And the great thing about these independent publishers is it's all creator owned. So all of the proceeds go to those creators.
Yeah, the other one that I've been wanting to pick up lately is 8 Billion Genies, Charles
Yes,
Soule's
I want to pick that up too.
non-Star Wars comic.
Yes. Uh,
Hi.
Charles Soule also had a non-Star Wars comic with Oni before all that crap went down with Oni. That
Yeah,
was called Letter 44, which dealt with a space mission and the 44th president of the United States. Um,
interesting.
yeah. So I will say this, like, if you love somebody's like mainstream like DC or Marvel run, I'm pretty sure they have
You're
an
gonna
independent
enjoy
book.
their,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the thing. I'd rather like don't get me wrong, I love supporting DC and Marvel comics. Like I love it, but I want to support the creators first and foremost. And
Yes.
if most of the proceeds go to the creators with a little bit of it going to the company, I'm okay with that.
And one of the other things too to think with their indie work is that it's they're getting to have a lot more creative freedom
Yeah.
than in working with an IP like Star Wars or
Hmm.
any of the big titles under Marvel and DC.
And
Um, they have a kind of a rigorous like structure to them of like what you can and can't do within those universes.
yeah, a perfect example of a great independent book that has now become its own IP. Invincible.
Hmm.
This, I have all three of these
Oh,
compendiums, by the way.
that's a chunky
Oh,
compendium.
yeah. This one is issues 0 through 47.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And there's three of these.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But this is one of the greatest superhero universes I've ever seen. And this is done by Robert Kirkman.
Mhm.
Um, so there there is another comic announcement I have to tell you that was announced this week.
Yes. Which one?
Spawn and Batman are meeting.
A crossover?
Yes. And it's going to be Todd McFarlane and Greg Capullo doing the writing, or no, doing the art for it. And I
Okay.
believe McFarlane and Jim Lee are going to be writing it.
Nice.
Um, there's also one more crossover.
Yeah.
Power Rangers is crossing over with Ninja Turtles one more time.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yes. And Power Rangers is also with issue 101 is going to now have a female writer as the lead.
Yay! Who's the new writer?
I forget her name, but she was actually involved with Hasbro for a long time.
We'll do the Google.
Yes. I would just Google New Power Rangers
Melissa
101.
Flores
Yes.
and artist Simona Di Gianfelice.
Mm-hmm. Which
Mhm.
I will say this, read Boom's Power Rangers stuff, especially if you're a fan of Power Rangers.
I feel like that would be a good trip down memory lane to revisit Power Rangers.
Yeah. Um, I will say start with Kyle Higgins stuff, honestly, because it's really, really good. Um, he's the one that had the series when it first started with Boom.
Mhm.
He like brought in Lord Draken and like all those characters. So definitely start with his stuff, I would say. Or start with hers. I don't care. Like do whatever you want.
Here's my Power Rangers history.
Yeah.
So obviously we're 90s kids, but I had a goldfish. He was a big goldfish. He was probably like this big. Uh, and my parents were like, "What do you want to name the goldfish?" And I was like, "Well, he's gold, so he's going to be Goldar." And then we got a catfish at one point
Mhm.
too, and it was really ugly, so I named it Rita Repulsa. So
Nice.
my fish were named after the Power Rangers villains.
Nice. That's
Yep.
awesome. I will also say this, if you are looking for a good Power Rangers event to read, Shattered Grid was incredible. Um, yeah, that was I was in tears by the end of that. It was that good.
The Shattered Grid.
Yes,
Yeah.
Power
Okay.
Rangers Shattered Grid.
I
Um,
just pulled it up.
yeah, it was really good. Also,
Oh.
I
Because it's
think
like it looks like all of the eras meeting up
yeah,
together. Oh, that's
including
cool.
so Hyper RPG actually did a Power Rangers RPG show called Hyperforce that Saban actually made canon.
Oh, wow.
So the Hyperforce
Yeah,
Rangers are actually in Shattered Grid.
that's really cool.
Yeah. Also, Bulk and Skull become Power Rangers at one point. They become the orange and purple Power Rangers. Bulk has a warthog Zord, and Skulls is a chicken.
Oh,
Yes.
that's epic.
There's also a Power Rangers board game called I think it's Heroes of the Grid. Um, and which one of the expansions that they released was Bulk and Skull. And like as if you're playing like as Bulk and Skull, like if you're playing Bulk,
Mhm.
you can actually do an ability where you literally fist bump another player in like at the table with you because it's co-op.
Uh-huh.
So like you literally fist bump another player and like then they get +5 to their health.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. I'm looking at that.
Yeah. It's
That looks so
great.
cool.
Oh, it's such a fun game. And it's so great to see Bulk and Skull as Power Rangers. It's so funny.
This is one of those series that like I haven't gotten my kids into, but I feel like I should probably be like, hey, let's watch Power Rangers. But like let's like watch like 90s Power Rangers.
Yeah. I would say go up to Time Force and then cut it off. Because Time Force was really good. Well, SPD was pretty good too. But like the original is
I'm lost anything after like the first like two casts.
okay. So you're lost after Mighty Morphin and Zeo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
think Zio was
yeah, Zeo was when Tommy was red.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I do remember that part.
yeah, and then he was red in Turbo also. Which Turbo had the worst Ranger.
Which one?
He was this little kid that became the Blue Ranger. That whenever he morphed, he actually grew because of the morphing power, because of the morphing power, to make him
Turned
look
into an
like an
adult
adult.
sized body.
Yes, yes, like they went Shazam on the kid.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah. Um, I feel like we got off topic, but it's fine. We're just winging it tonight.
Yeah,
The Marvel thing took up a lot.
it did. And I will say, so Star Wars was definitely like the lightest of the news coming out of Comic-Con
Yeah,
this year,
it
as
really,
far as
really
like
was.
the major announcements.
They announced some new Black Series stuff, which, eh,
Cal Kestis vintage figure though.
yeah, I'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and what was it? March 2023 is the release for Jedi Survivor.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So that's on
I
the
don't think they put a date
PlayStation
on it, but
Store.
it's that month. Yeah,
Yes,
so you can pre-order it, or you can't pre-order it
you
yet,
can
but you
wish
can add it
list
to
it.
your wish list.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so that was announced. I believe. So the Halloween, real quick, the Halloween Black Series figures were pretty cool.
I thought they were so stupid
Hmm.
for about 5 minutes, and then I realized that they had the vampire porg and the little spooky bogling,
Yeah,
and instantly saved it in my opinion. Those
yeah,
look I just want the bogling and the porg.
yeah. The worst announcement that they did for this was the Black Series Grogu.
Yeah.
Um,
Remember I was just saying about how we are oversaturated with Grogu? Like,
yeah.
we need to back off of the Grogu merch
I
for like a week.
I really agree. Like,
I
don't get me
love
wrong.
him.
Yeah,
He's precious,
I
but it's
love the
too
character.
much.
Like, I love the character. And as
Mm,
much as I didn't like him being in Book of Boba Fett, I thought he was a lot of fun in the Book of Boba Fett.
yeah.
I don't want to see a Black Series for him. Like, I don't care.
We already had one. We had the little teeny tiny.
Yeah.
That was good enough.
Release
That's you
more
can pose them
porgs,
next to
damn
your
it.
Mando.
Yeah.
More porgs.
Release more porgs, damn it.
Yep. They
Uh,
need to they okay, here's my pitch.
mm,
And then I do have another Hasbro thing that I want to mention.
yeah, yeah.
Uh so porgs in a trench coat, Black
Oh, yeah.
Series figure, just six porgs in a trench coat and a Jedi robe.
I'd love that as long as Utuni from Star Wars Hunters gets a Black Series as well, which are two
Yeah.
Jawas in the trench coat. Yeah.
Yes. The other Hasbro thing I wanted to mention was one of our mutual friends on Twitter, cannot remember now exactly who it was, uh, but they said that they asked in the Hasbro panel today
Oh,
if
yes.
Hasbro is aware of the High Republic and if
Mhm,
that is on their radar for product releases,
mhm.
and Hasbro has confirmed that it is. So
Yes.
High Republic, High Republic Black Series figures when.
Um, that you want it, I want it. All of us High Republic people want this.
Yes.
They have to be very careful about this though, because let's face it, Hasbro's released some figures that are very spoilery before projects have even come out.
They have.
Um,
I think if they stuck to if they're putting them out a wave behind, like a phase behind,
yeah.
like if you know next quarter we get stuff from phase one of High Republic, there wouldn't be any worry about spoilers.
Also, I would back HasLab vectors and HasLab Starlight beacons, by the way,
Hmm.
as well as HasLab long beams.
Uh, that's just making me wonder if the model that they made for the High Republic show was not just like a prototype for Starlight Beacon.
I mean, that's the one HasLab I would get.
Same.
Um,
I wouldn't have anywhere to put it.
oh
You
no,
know what? No, I would like find a way to like rig it from the ceiling.
yeah, like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So,
Puts a
um,
little flames coming out the back.
too soon.
Hang it at an awkward angle with some little flames, little debris trailing.
Just like with a little Stellan kind of like hanging out.
Dylan's still inside.
Yeah, it's the one figure it comes with.
It has you just put a Wookiee figure flying out the back of it
With the Rathtar.
and a rock
Yeah, it comes with two figures. It comes with Stella Geos and
and geode.
and Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yep.
Like we should pitch this to Hasbro.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
They should let us design all of the High Republic toys.
yeah, yeah. Like even like Lego should be getting in on High Republic, honestly. Like
Yes. Lego vectors. Those would be fun.
just that. Just
Yeah.
just give me all of Lego High Republic Jedi vehicles. That's it. I don't need anything else.
Some of the path engines,
Mm.
the Ataraxia with the path engine.
Lego Halcyon when?
Probably sooner than you'd think.
Probably.
If we have Lego the transport from Rise of the Resistance,
We should
yeah,
get up there. Yeah.
yeah. Uh I'm pretty sure they're gonna do another Galaxy's Edge Lego.
So speaking of Lego, this has nothing to do with Star Wars. And before we wrap up, I have to talk about this Lego set because I need this Lego set in my life. I am a huge fan of The Office.
I was just wondering if that's what it was gonna be.
Yes. I and then I saw Lego's tweet the other day and I just said, "Holy crap, I need to get this set." It comes with all 15 members of The Office.
Hmm.
It comes with a little conference room with a TV that has a little DVD
The DVD
player
thing.
logo.
Yep.
Um, Kevin comes with his bucket of chili.
The floor chili.
Yes, the floor chili. That poor man. That poor man. Um, Dwight comes with the stapler with the Jello.
Yep.
Michael comes with his world's best boss mug. I
He
believe.
should also get a George Foreman grill.
Oh my God, that'd be funny. I really hope they also give him the bandana for prison, Mike.
The worst thing about prison were the Dementors.
We ate nothing but gruel all day.
All right, that's it. When I log off, I'm going and watching The Office.
How can you not? It's comfort.
It's been a while since I've watched it actually, but yeah, the Lego series or the Lego
Yeah.
set had me thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, it's been too long since I've watched this show.
That show that show would get canceled today.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
Especially with season 1. Um
I would even wager that season 1, the pilot, if it was made today, would not have been picked up.
No, no, it would not have. It is so racist and so offensive.
The only saving grace is that it knows that it is and that it's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still it's bad.
Even season 3, the season 3 premiere with Oscar being outed, that
Oh
that
yeah.
one would get canceled too.
Yeah.
With
And Moroccan Christmas.
Moroccan Christmas would get canceled too.
Moroccan Christmas where they have Meredith go to rehab.
Yeah. Yes. Anything with Todd Packer would get canceled.
Yes.
Also,
And I was gonna say the actor is kind of living his best Todd Packer life now, racking up the DUIs.
oh, he is. David
Yeah.
Koechner or whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
I
Yeah.
saw that recently. I was like, wow, he's about to have as many DUIs as Packer actually had.
Are you a William Hung fan? Why is everybody asking me that? Who is that guy? Um, the worst season of The Office is still season 8 when they do the whole saber thing in Florida.
Oh yeah, Sabre.
Sabre,
Yeah.
Sabre.
Yeah.
But because you could have easily ended the show with Michael's last episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, even though the finale to the series is amazing.
The finale was amazing, but yeah, seasons 8 and 9 are a little.
Yeah.
It's
I
it's one of those ones where like they got to go out on their own terms, but like maybe they should have gone out a little earlier on their own terms. Like
yeah,
longer is not always better.
like the whole Jim and Pam like Rocky marriage thing just doesn't work.
Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. That still makes me very sad.
Yeah.
Like, nope. They're everyone's perfect TV couple.
hmm
Don't
Um
no.
so before we go, my two okay, I have 3 favorite episodes of that show. Number 1 or number 3 would be the one where Michael and Dwight drive the car into the lake.
Mhm.
And then number 2, Threat Level Midnight.
Yes.
The I'm talking about the movie Threat Level Midnight, not the script. I'm talking about the movie where he blows up Toby's head. And he's like by far the most expensive shot in the movie. And then I would say it's a tie between well no, not Niagara. The two-part wedding
Hmm.
gets me every time. And then the
Perfect.
finale. I would say it's a tie between Niagara and the finale for number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, Niagara's up there for me. Um, the volleyball game.
The volleyball game is oh,
Or like that whole like it was like the company picnic.
the picnic's pretty good.
Yes.
My
Uh
daddy's not gonna have Christmas present.
oh, it's so bad. And my least favorite episode is the dinner party.
I love Dinner Party so much because of how awkward it is.
I hate it. I can barely watch it. That one and Scott's Tots.
Scott's Tots is the one I can't watch. It's
Nope.
so cringe.
Nope. It's bad.
Yeah. Dinner Party is a lot of fun though, just because
Jan with her candles.
the St. Pauli girl sign.
Yep.
Oh, I'll be your first customer. You're hardly my first. That's what she said. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just all around a fantastic show though.
Yep.
And I'm really glad they're being immortalized with a Lego set. I have an knockoff Lego office
Oh,
set
yeah.
because there wasn't one.
hmm
Like we got like a random company's building
Yeah.
blocks kit. But it's
Target
really
had
hard
them.
to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where we got it.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I tried to put it together and it was really hard and the directions are not easy to follow. They're definitely not like quality instructions.
No.
And
Um,
the bricks themselves are like hard to manipulate. It's just like Just want to
Five
have a cute little office.
Five Below actually had Office action figures.
Oh no.
Yeah, like they made like a figure line for it. Uh, it was Dwight, Pam, Michael, and Jim. So, um, I think we're good.
I think we're good. I think we covered all of the crazy
Yeah,
Comic-Con releases. I still keep going back to Twitter and refreshing.
yeah, me too. It's
Like,
fine.
there's gonna be more.
Nah,
It's only 7 o'clock there. Like
yeah,
3 hours behind us.
yeah. I don't think we're gonna get anything else tonight.
Daredevil is gonna be 18 episodes long.
Oh well, that's good.
There's that.
Oh wait, this just in from as of 11 hours ago. Gremlins: Secrets of the Mogwai is going to be releasing next year.
Yes. I saw the casting announcement for that. And
Yes,
that's animated, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. All right. So that's that.
I'm gonna
Um,
go watch all these trailers on the big screen now.
there you go.
Yep.
And then go watch The Office.
And then go watch The Office.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's it for us this week, everybody. I hope that you all have a wonderful week. Comic-Con is over tomorrow, so we don't have to talk about Comic-Con anymore for a while.
I doubt
Uh,
there will be any more big Star Wars
no.
announcements tomorrow. I think we're all good on that front.
No, now we have to prep for D23 in about 2 months.
Yeah.
So we have that. But yes, we hope that you have a wonderful week. May you always fight for light in life. May the force always be with you. And remember, at the end of the day, we're all the Republic. I'm